Hey everyone, it's Maddie, and today we are going to be doing a makeup tutorial on my current everyday summer look. The star of the show is going to be the Tarte Graveyard Girl Swamp Queen palette. I know that this did come out last year, and I do believe that they are not making any more. So once it's gone, but I did check the Tarte website. They are still selling it. It is still available, so grab it while you can. It's an amazing palette. And the reason I really wanted to do this is because I actually got a second palette off of Bunny's Depop, where she personally signs the outer box, the actual palette, and she's a sweetheart and sends a personal photo of her that she has signed as well. And I really just wanted to get this as a backup palette, so it's really sweet that she did that for her fans. Also, she wasn't charging anything like super crazy for it, so definitely a cool purchase, and I'm very excited to have a backup. But anyways, if you guys want to see how to get this look using mostly this palette, there are some other things involved. Of course, it's not all just this palette, but if you guys would like to see how to get this look using this palette, just keep watching. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take my Maybelline Fit Me concealer in the shade Fair, and I'm going to apply this to my eyelid all the way up to the brow bone. I realized that once I sat down to film that I could not find my eyeshadow primer anywhere, but really using a little bit of concealer can work just as good. Oh, there's Rob. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to set that down with the shade Big Baby. And I'm just going to apply that all over the lid to set that primer in place. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take a Spectrum B06 brush. I'm going to dip that into the shade Natural Peaches. And I am going to apply that right in the crease. And I will go ahead and I'll blend that up a little bit, put some on the outer corner of my eyelid as well. I do also want to point out that Spectrum brushes are my absolute favorites right now. Cute packaging, really nice brushes. I use my Spectrum brushes on a daily basis. If you guys have not seen their stuff, I will post you to their website below. Next, I'm going to take an Morphe M433 brush, dip that into the shade Dog Man. And I'm just going to go ahead and I am going to apply that to the outer corner of my eyelid, and I'll go ahead and drag it in to the crease about mid-center of my eyelid, and I'm doing that just to deepen out the outer corner of my eye. I will go ahead and I'll just take a little bit and place it on the center of my eye. I'm sorry, not the center, the inner corner of my eye as well. The next thing I'm going to do is I am going to dip into the shade Sassy Bun. And I'm going to spray my Spectrum A13 brush with a little bit of Fix Plus first, just to make it pop a little bit more. It is a very pretty, shimmery, goldish orange shade. I'm just going to go ahead and apply that to the center of my lid. And that's about it for the eyes right now, so we're going to go ahead and move on to the face. I always like to put a little bit of moisturizer, or this is the Tarte Lip Quenchers on my lips, just so when I do get to the lips, they are nice and moisturized. I'm also going to go in to prime my face with the Benefit Professional Primer. In the summer, my skin definitely tends to get a little bit more oily, so that kind of gives me a more matte finish, and it helps clear up my pores, especially on my nose and on my chin, very nicely. It's definitely my most used primer in the summer. I'm going to go ahead and take my Shiseido Lasting Liquid Foundation. I'm in the shade Neutral 2. I'm also not sure if I am saying their brand name correctly. And I'm just going to go ahead and apply that all over my face with my dirty beauty blender. I swear, guys, I have a couple more that I ordered that I'm waiting to come in the mail, but right now, this is what I'm going to have to use. But really, this foundation is my favorite to use in the summer. It really provides a very, very nice coverage. I believe it's probably more of a medium coverage, but it is very buildable. You can definitely build it to a full coverage. It blends very nice. I do think it has a more natural look to it. And it's also not super heavy. It's very, very, very lightweight, which I love for the summer. I feel like when I'm wearing a lot of makeup in the summer and it's really hot, you know that feeling you get when it just feels like it's melting completely off your face? This doesn't give me that feeling in the heat. I love it. It's my top foundation I've been using this summer. Oh, and another appearance from Rob. I feel like we're probably going to see him 1 or 2 more times throughout this video. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go back in with my Maybelline Fit Me Concealer. And I'm just going to go ahead and conceal my under eyes, my chin, put a little bit on my nose as well. I love this concealer also. It's very lightweight, but it provides a very, very nice coverage. I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to blend that out with this Tarte liquid foundation brush. I don't use this for foundation. I have strictly been using this just to blend out my concealer. It works really well. It gets under the eyes. Very, very good. So I'm very, very happy with it. I don't typically like to use brushes for foundation anyways. For some reason, that just doesn't work for me. I knew we would see him at least one more time. And I'm going to go ahead and I am going to set down my concealer with my Kat Von D Lock It Setting Powder. This is the shade Translucent. And I'm going to use a Morphe M501 brush to go ahead and set that in place. I really like using this brush. I feel like it just gets underneath the eyes. Really, really good to set down your concealer. And I'm just going to set that down anywhere that I put my concealer. Next, I'm going to go in with my Benefit Hoola Quickie Contour Stick. And I'm going to go ahead and use this to contour. Oh, I'm pretty sure I dropped the lid there, actually. Contour my nose a little bit. And I'm going to go ahead and blend that in with my beauty blender. I've tried several different techniques to blend out this specific this specific contour. But I definitely find that cream contours tend to blend out better with a beauty blender. And again, ignore the dirty beauty blender. Like I said, I do have a couple more that are en route to me in the mail right now. Sometimes I definitely get a little carried away though. I drag it down a little bit too far on my face. So I am just going to go and clean that up with a little bit of concealer as well. Try to make that contour line a little bit more clean than it was before. The next thing that I am going to do after I blend out my forehead is I'm going to go ahead and try to blend out the contour that I had put on my nose. But in all honesty, I have no idea why I picked up the brush that I did to do that. It was a hot mess, so I decided just to go ahead and clean it up a little bit with the tip of my beauty blender. I am going to go ahead and put a little bit of bronzer on my face as well. So I'm going to use my Physician Formula Bronze Booster. And I'm just going to go ahead and use my Hoola bronzer brush. And I'm just going to go over my cream contour with that, just to make it stand out a little bit more. And apply that anywhere that you would want to normally apply your bronzer. So I'm going to pick up my Swamp Queen palette again, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to dip into the blush called Does This Thing Really Work? And I'm going to go ahead and apply my blush to my cheeks. This is really a very, very pretty natural shade. I really, really love it. I've probably used it 6 out of 7 days a week this summer. It blends out really nicely, and it's not so pigmented that you feel like you can't blend it out. It's very blendable, very easy to work with. I really like it. I'm also going to take my A23 brush. I'm going to go in the shade Gator Wings, which is also currently one of my favorite highlighters to use this summer. And I'm going to go ahead and apply that on my cheekbones, a little bit on my nose, a little bit on my upper lip. And there you have the highlighter. I'm going to go and finish up my eyes here. I'm going to use the Tarte Maneater black eyeliner. I'm not going to do any crazy winged liner or anything of that nature today. I'm just going to go ahead and outline my waterline. But I have to admit, I have very, very watery eyes. So I definitely tend to struggle sometimes when I do my waterline. And then I noticed that I got a little bit of it on my lid because I blinked. I poked myself right in the eye, so I will definitely go in there and I'm going to clean that up a little bit. I'm going to dip back into the shade Sassy Bun and just try to cover up that little black mark that I made. I'm going to take the other side of that flat brush, or just one side of that flat eyeshadow brush, and I'm going to use that to underline my eyes, and that is the shade Dog Man. Even when I'm not using this palette, I definitely use this shade a lot when I am doing my under eyes. Next, I am going to take my Tarte Lights Camera Lashes mascara. This is one of my ultimate favorite mascaras. It really does make your lashes look a lot fuller. It makes them look a lot longer. And I do just put a little bit on my lower lashes as well, but I try not to overdo it with the lower lashes because we are again going for a more natural look today. I'm going to go back in and dip into that highlighter called Gator Wings. I'm going to use the other side of that flat brush, and I'm just going to go ahead and apply that to the inner corner of my eyelids. Once I have that on there, that is absolutely it for the eyes. Now we are going to move on to the lips. I am going to use my Tarte. I believe this is from their Rainforest of the Sea collection. I would have to double check on that, but this is my go-to favorite matte lipstick. It's in the shade Beach Babe. It's a very, very light, pretty, natural nude. I'm also going to go ahead, and once that dries a little bit, I am going to put on my Sephora Lip Plumping Gloss in the shade 01. That's just kind of like a universal clear shade. I've been putting this a lot over all of my lip colors. And lastly, to set it down, I'm going to use the Kate Somerville setting spray. It has an SPF of 50. And that is it. that is the completed look. Alright everybody, that's it. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. I hope that you guys enjoyed it. I know that this was my first tutorial, so I've got a lot to learn. a lot of things to learn, definitely. But I really appreciate you guys watching. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you like me, you want to see more, please hit the subscribe button down below. You can also follow me on any of my social media accounts. I do have Twitter, Instagram, and Snapchat, and I will be posting that information below. So again, thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope that you all have a wonderful day.